2021 meeting.
Well, Dr. Perry.
It indicates that it is being live streamed.
Okay.
So our first item then this evening is under finance to recommend approval to pay the bills as listed. Such list to include check and wire transfer numbers as listed in the total amount as indicated. Number 2 for finance is to recommend the PDE 2087 monthly reimbursement voucher school lunch and milk program be accepted as a financial report on the operation and filed for audit.
It should be on Twitter.
They're signing in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming in, they're signing
It's Terry and Carol know how to do this.
in. No.
Yeah.
Are we good there?
Yes, we
Yes.
are, sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay. Okay. Moving on to ways and means and curriculum, recommend approval of the meeting times for the boards of director for 2022. This also shows that change of maintaining the January 3rd meeting coming up in January. Recommend the acceptance of resolution number 119, electronic signature between Coneago Valley School District and the Pennsylvania Department of Education for Dr. Sharon Perry. Recommend authorizing Autumn Zeminski to attend PETNC, sponsored by PASBO, PAECT, PAMES, and PDE from February 7th, 8th, and 9th, 2022 from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Pittsburgh, PA at no cost to the district. Recommend authorizing Dr. Stephanie Corbin to attend the PDE Data Summit 2021-2022 sponsored by PDE on March 21st through the 23rd in Hershey, PA, with all expenses to be paid or reimbursed by the district not to exceed $660. Recommend authorizing the following courses for the 2022-2023 school year. So working collaboratively with each of the curriculum leaders as well as high school administration. These are the courses that are recommended for your approval this evening. As you can see, there are 4 CVO8 courses: English 9 Level 1, Driver's Education, Foundational Math 2, and CVOA Photo. Also for Family Consumer Science is to add a Colonial Catering course, and to expand our Agricultural Science course, we're adding Horticulture 2, Principles of Floral Design. For the Music Department, Modern Band 1 and Modern Band 2. And for the Social Studies Department, the College and High School Military History of World War II and College and High School America in Vietnam. Okay.
Dr. Perry, I do have a question about Autumn Zeminski. It says at no cost to district. How is she gonna get to Pittsburgh?
That's correct. Yes, she is paid for by PETNC to attend because of her experience with them historically. So they still invite her free of charge to our district.
Including the travel?
That is correct.
Okay, that sounds good.
It's a wonderful opportunity.
Yes. Thank you.
Absolutely. Under property and supplies, recommend approval for Vibe Performing Arts with Kim Erdman as representative to use the New Oxford High School Auditorium and 3 music rooms on Friday, June 10th through Sunday, June 12th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. for a dance rehearsal and recitals with charges as listed in board policy number 707. And with the provision of proof of insurance as per board policy and for the services of custodians, security, cooks, and or technical personnel as needed. Recommend approval for Adams County Adrenaline with Kelly Yurka as representative to use the New Oxford High School Auxiliary Gymnasium on Saturdays from January 22nd, 2022 through March 19th, 2022 from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. for baseball practices. With charges as listed in board policy number 707 and with a provision of proof of insurance as per board policy and for the services of custodians, security cooks, and or technical personnel as needed. Recommend approval for mini-thon with Elizabeth Kreider as representative to use the district auditorium and a stadium, New Oxford High School Gymnasium, auxiliary gymnasium, cafeteria, wrestling room, and library on Friday, April 22nd, 2022. At 2:30 p.m. through Saturday, April 23rd, 2022 at 12 p.m. for NOHS Minithon 2022 with charges as listed in board policy number 707 with the provision of proof of insurance as per board policy for the services of custodians, security cooks, and or technical personnel as needed.
Dr. Perry, there was a question, if this is a school function with only our students, running this, should we be charging for their use of the building?
Yes, based upon that question, the research is let me know that this is what we had done historically in the past. We have had those charges, that have existed. There are, for example, other school districts, Mrs. Duncan had been doing some research that they do not charge.
Okay. Since it's overnight, are we going to have custodians or somebody here to make sure that the facilities stay clean and are usable during the night? How is that going to work?
That I don't know the specifics. I'm assuming that yes, there would be custodians as we do have all shifts covered.
Okay.
And since this is an overnight event, that would be certainly a part of that checklist for the evening.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Recommend approval for Adams County Music Educators Association with David Bowman as representative to use the district auditorium, New Oxford High School cafeteria classroom, and New Oxford Middle School classrooms on Friday, January 21st, 2022 at 7 a.m. through Saturday, January 22nd, 2022 at 4 p.m. for the Adams County Chorus Festival with charges as listed in board policy 707 with the provision of proof of insurance as per board policy and for the services of custodians, security cooks, and or technical personnel as needed. And finally, recommend the approval for PMEA District 7 with Ashley Creel as representative to use the district auditorium in New Oxford Middle School cafeteria and band, orchestra, choir rooms on Friday, April 2nd, 2022 from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the PMEA District 7 String Fest with charges as listed in board policy number 707 with a provision of proof of insurance as per board policy and for the services of custodians, security cooks, and or technical personnel as needed. The additional and specific charges are listed. And those are all of the items for first study.
Okay. We have some time here. Is there any other things that we need to go over before our meeting tonight, our reorganization meeting?
Do a quick executive session for me to update some items if you would like.
Okay, then we'd have to remove we have some visitors tonight. We'd have to remove them before we can go back into executive. Is that what would like to do? Try to keep this short and sweet.
We do have a half hour.
Yeah.
would make sense.
Okay. I'm sorry, folks. We're gonna address some other items here before the meeting. Which, Doug, you're gonna have to cut streaming then. Sorry.
It's starting off right now.
Okay. Just a second, folks. Be patient.
And we are now live.
We are now live. Okay, Dr. Perry, are you ready to go for the meeting?
I am.
Okay, Madam Secretary, are we ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, we will stand, pledge allegiance to the flag and have a moment of silence. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, we are going to start out tonight by having our reorganizational meeting. And Madam Secretary, has the meeting been reported and duly noted,
Yes,
given all the requirements?
yes, it has.
Okay,
Duly noted.
we will have a election of a temporary president for the one of the holdover members whose terms expired on Monday, whose terms expired on the first Monday, December 2021, and were re-elected and non-holdover members. All right, do we have a nomination for a
I nominate Mr. Hoffman as temporary president.
okay, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Huffman, you are in charge.
The oath of office will now be administered.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Here, she's gonna read the certificates of service.
Got me in trouble there.
All right. The certificate of election, we, the County Board of Elections hereby certify that after tabulating the votes cast at the municipal election held on November 2nd, 2021 in Adams County, Michael Buckley was duly elected to the office of school director in the Coneago Valley Region 3 for a term of 4 years. Certified by the Adams County Board of Elections. Certification of election, we, the County Board of Elections hereby certify that after tabulating the votes cast at the municipal election held on November 2nd, 2021 in Adams County, Luke Craybill was duly elected to the office of school director in Coneago Valley Region 1 for a term of 4 years, Adams County Board of Elections. Certification of election, we, the County Board of Elections hereby certify that after tabulating the votes cast at the municipal election held on November 2nd, 2021 in Adams County, Eric Flickinger was duly elected to the office of school director in the Coneago Valley Region 2 for a term of 4 years, Adams County Board of Elections certified. We, the County Board of Elections hereby certify that after tabulating the votes cast at the municipal election held on November 2nd, 2021 in Adams County, Jeff Kinshu was duly elected to the office of school director in Coneago Valley Region 2 for a 4-year term certified by the Adams County Board of Elections. And lastly, we, the County Board of Elections hereby certify that after tabulating the votes cast at the municipal election held on November 2nd, 2021 in Adams County, Melanie Souter was duly elected to the office of school director in Coneago Valley Region 1 for a term of 2 years, Adams County Board of Elections certified. That's all all 5 were certified. Thank you very much.
Oath of office will now be.
Nope. Everyone has to stand and raise their right hand.
I didn't have that on there.
No, I do.
Everybody and raise your right hand, please. The oath of office will now be administered. Please stand, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I
Aye.
Aaron. I'm sorry.
Melanie Souter,
Aaron Clinton. Jeff Kinship. Lee Curriva.
do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, defend the Constitution.
you have to pause
I have to slow down.
We're not gonna prove all that.
Okay, do solemnly swear and affirm
Do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge
And that I will discharge
the duties of my office with fidelity.
the duties of my office with fidelity.
I will now open the floor for nominations for board president.
Everybody gets to nominate Ed Roth.
Second. No, the nominations. All in favor?
Close.
Well, no, there's no other nominations.
No other nominations? Nominations are closed.
all in favor.
What's that?
All in favor.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Your term as president is
Gladly. Well, thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Phil. All right, as the newly elected president, I can preside over the balance of the meeting. All right, we have on our agenda setting the times and places for our regular meetings.
Nope, not yet. Vice to elect the vice president.
Vice President.
Let's see here, what I missed.
We're on the top page, the bold print.
Okay, there we go. All right, I'm going to open the floor for the election of vice president. Do we have a nomination?
Nominate Jeff Kinship.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any other nominations? If not, move to close the nominations.
Move.
Okay. All in favor of Jeff Kinship being president or vice president, I'm sorry, say aye.
Aye.
Those? The motion carries. All right, now, the election of the vice president is to serve 1 year as is same with the president. Now we can have the setting of the time and places for regular meetings. Board, we have study sessions on the first Monday and board meetings on the second Monday, and they will be, those dates will be approved later on in the meeting. We need to have an appointment of election of committees for the calendar year of 2022.
You do that in January
Okay,
with the calendar. The committees will also be presented at the January meeting.
okay, yes, all righty. All right, now we have the appointment or election of the Earned Income Tax Collection Agency representative for 2022. I recommend Mrs. Duncan. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor of Mrs. Duncan being our agency representative, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Is there any other business that we want to bring up at this organizational meeting? Okay, nothing at this time, then we're going to have an adjournment of the organizational meeting, and then we will go right into our regular meeting. And before we start our meeting, we did have an executive session this evening before our opening meeting. Okay. This is Monday, December 6th meeting. We will move on to the approval of the November 8th meeting. Do we have approval, a motion to approve?
Yeah, for approval minutes and call to order as well. Because this is a regular meeting, you want to do that?
So I need to call the order again?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, folks, we don't do this every week. So we are calling, Ms. Madam Secretary, we're ready to go with the regular organized meeting.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
All right, with that being said, the minutes for November 8th are up for approval. Anybody want to make a motion to approve?
So approved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Are there any additional corrections to those minutes? Okay. All in favor of the motion, motion for carried for November 8th meeting, say aye.
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 Okay, we will move on to building reports. And Mr. Muller, if you start and we just go right around the horn there.
I'll be honored to, Mr. Clark. Good evening, school board and community. It's an honor to say a few words on behalf of New Oxford Middle School. On November 17th, we attended Shippensburg University, the Outstanding Educator Program, where we were lucky to honor and very honored to have Stephanie Myers as recipient of the Outstanding Educator. She joined a lot of colleagues up there from across South Central PA, and Steph's contributions to our building and our students have been amazing. She does a lot of things for us, and we're very, very proud of everything she's done. Next Tuesday, the 14th, we have our holiday concert in the auditorium, 7 p.m. Lots and lots of work goes into those types of things, and it'll be exciting to see all those ensembles come together and show off the hard work and the things we've been working on for the last couple of months. And also, there's a couple student recognitions here. We had a number of students place in the Patriots Point essay competition. The VFW sponsors nationally and also locally here in the state. And again, all of the essays advanced to the next level of the competition. And the theme this year was, how can I be a good American? And our number one award winner, $200 winner, was Brady Lockman. The following students received $100 each: Meredith Bergden, Ava Garman, Will Shuck, Adriana Dussault, Luke Fry, Parker James, Evelyn Bowers, and Amy Lefevre. So again, those students were selected as winners, had a monetary award, and the essays will go forward again. So we're pretty proud of that. And our social studies and ELA teams who teamed up on all that. Thank you.
From CVS, I'd like to recognize November 7th was our Veterans Day Assembly. We had over 70 veterans there that day. Just amazing what their students gained from that, and it's amazing to see the veterans there. It was absolutely amazing. We had Representative Torrin Ecker there to speak, did a great job as well. So a special thank you to the 5th grade team led by Dr. Tina Wagner for organizing that event. It was absolutely amazing. I know why Dr. Corbin and Dr. Armour-Cost were always so emotional and proud of that assembly. I now see why. It was very touching all the way around. Yesterday was the CVS holiday concert at the District Auditorium. We also had the students present to the student body on Friday afternoon. So just a great event, music, choral, orchestra, band. Special thanks to Mrs. Becky Stein, Carly Moyer, and Mrs. Lauren Forshey for their efforts. It was just a tremendous job all the way around. So acknowledgement to the students, also to the parents. At the same time as the concert was going on, we had basketball back at the intermediate school. It was a juggling act that the parents and students did a great job. They did music and basketball at the same time. And I'll add that the basketball squads went undefeated, 6-0, I believe, as well. So it was 5 victories at the auditorium in music and 6 back at the CVS in basketball. So it's a great job. And finally, our PBS positive behavior program is going great. Last month we had all kinds of events. The students are now purchasing, using their P5 tickets to buy things. Last month, they did homework passes, ice cream, and so on. This month, we have 5 new items up. You can view the head of the line, the cafeteria line, which is always they get homework passes, pajama day. New one we started this month is you can reserve a table for your 8 friends. So we're going to set up tablecloths, put up some water and just make it a big deal for the kids for that one. And then our biggest prize is we now have the blow up obstacle course coming. So kids are able to buy passes, come down and participate in obstacle course throughout the day. So that's a big one, along with the Connect 4, Jumbo Connect 4 and Jenga games as well. So kids are excited about it, and we'll be doing that on the 17th. So we're excited. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Sanders. Good evening, everyone. My pleasure to be here to share a few informational items about New Oxford High School. We want to congratulate Mrs. Megan Latshaw, who just recently was recognized and celebrated as one of the Educators of the Year by the Hanover Area Chamber of Commerce. Mrs. Latshaw is a special education teacher, transition coordinator, class advisor, Oxstrong team member, and all-around student advocate. You'll find her at various school events supporting her students in their adventures outside of school, and she is more than deserving of this distinction, and we are proud to have her as a Colonial. So congratulations to Mrs. Latshaw. Sorry. Two exciting new things to share. Some celebrations about the weekend. Our competitive cheer team solidified their place in nationals with an amazing performance this weekend at regionals. We could not be more proud of them, and we just want to let them know the Colonial Nation behind them when they travel to Disney to compete in nationals. And also this weekend, congratulations to Grace Nielsen and Katie Cherwinski. Both young ladies earned positions in the 2022 PMEA District 7 South Honors Band. They will both participate in February and then re-audition at that festival to advance on, hopefully, to the regional and then on to the all-state festivals from there. So best of luck to Grace and Katie. And lastly, this week we are celebrating all of our fall Colonials of the Month for our Oxstrong program. These students are nominated by their teachers to represent each department in the school based on their dedication to their classroom performance. 12 Colonials are recognized each month and are presented with a Colonial of the Month certificate accompanied by the teacher nomination narrative, which is all displayed in our main lobby showcase. They get some Colonial cash to spend in our Oxstrong store, and they get a $5 gift card of their choice to a local community partner. So we want to congratulate all of our Colonials of the Month. There's 12 for each month, so I'm not going to read 36 names, but we do share that out on social media, so check us out on our social media accounts. That's it for the building report. I'll toss the baton to Dr. Himes.
All right, thank you for the opportunity to present tonight from the CTC. Right now, we're performing some crosswalks with our business department and looking to add accounting as one of our approved CTC program offerings for next year as we continue to move forward with our agricultural program. From a student's perspective, our child development students are teaching lessons at NOE. I'd like to thank the administration at NOE and the staff and Mrs. Johnston-Smith for their support. An important number of note, 39 of our students have completed targeted job shadowing so far this year, which puts us back to pre-pandemic numbers, which I thought was very important. We're actually beginning the process right now of starting our occupational advisory committees for both our accounting program as well as our ag program, meeting on April 6th of 2022. And Dr. Perry, Mr. Little, and myself met with representatives from Coneago Enterprises. We do have other meetings planned for the future to benefit our CTC programs and our staff. Students, we got a lot of really cool ideas from that meeting that hopefully we'll be able to present in the next couple months. So thank you for your time.
Good evening, board. Alan Zeminski and Chris Cobb representing CTE and NOE. So in November, we had our PTO statements, Magic Elm. They were a success. Mrs. Zeminski has agreed to receive lessons in remediation and roller skating. So, on a greater note, we had a very successful parent conferences in November. We had very successful conferences. We offered in-person conferences, Zoom, and phone options to our parents. We had a very high percentage rate of participation, so that was great to see. And it is the season. We were both surprised as we came into our buildings. Our PTO did a really nice job with the door decorating. Personally, that was the first time I experienced that, and I just think our PTO did a wonderful job of just transforming our building to get our kids excited for the holiday. So,
thank you. And with that, we are looking forward to our holiday sing-along with Mrs. Slusser at both CTE and NOE in the coming weeks, and the many other holiday festivities that will take place in our schools. Holiday Shop was a huge success for us in both buildings. Students had the opportunity to shop off of a list that they developed with their parents to get items for their family members. And so that was a lot of fun. At NOE, Roxanne Hall, former school counselor, and Misty Wilderson, former principal, actually showed up to help run the holiday shop, which was a nice surprise. At CTE, we were lucky enough to secure 16 high school helpers. They exceeded my expectations by far, and it's a big thank you to Dr. Bowman and the club advisors for helping us to make that happen. It was great to see them dressed up and helping our little ones. And then American Education Week was celebrated in November, and we both took time to celebrate the hard work and passion that all of our faculty and staff put into their work each day. Personally, it was fun to pass along the Thanksgiving bingo tradition that Dr. Armacost shared with me last year at CTE. I know also Mr. Cobb did something very similar at NOE, and it was a huge hit. It brought many smiles and lots of laughter. I have never seen teachers get so excited about pies, but they did. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
The Federal Programs Coordinator position. We were recently able to submit our application for funds that were made available through the ESSER funds. That application completion was at the end of November. Through many stakeholder meetings and collaborations with stakeholders across the community and the school district, we were able to apply for over $272,000 worth of grants that will be able to be used through the end of the 2023 school year. Our focuses for those funds will be to focus on social, emotional, and behavioral supports for our students. Through collaborations with our school team members, we are going to be using those funds to extend our student assistance program by working with an outside agency to increase our counseling services by 1 day for the remainder of this school year and all of next year. We will also be using those funds to extend our internal support teams from the K through 12 level by training additional staff members in the student assistance program to help identify students that are in need of assistance. Those funds will also be applied to helping purchase materials to help close the learning gap that occurred in reading, especially focused at the K-3 level. We were also able to work collaboratively with our Collaboration for Youth, which is a community organization that currently provides after-school programs through their own grant funding in our buildings from K through 8. So we're going to be working with them to help support continuation of services for the remainder of this school year at CGIS, because they have a gap in their grant funding and are unable to support it on their own. So we'll be able to use some of our grant funds to support that program for the rest of this year. And we'll also be able to extend services to some ESL students at the high school level. ESL is English Second Language Learners, so that we'll be able to support those students after school through collaboration with you for the remainder of this year and potentially into next year, so that they have after school services. There was one set of funds that we were not able to meet the requirements of the grant for summer enrichment for selected groups of students. We had several meetings and with our stakeholders within the district, and we're not able to come up with a plan for internal support of that summer program. But fortunately, with our connections with Collaboration for Youth for the after school program, they are considering writing their own grants to support a summer program within the district for us that would be free of charge to us at the district, as long as we're able to allow the facility usage. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, school board and community members. I just wanted to kind of piggyback on a couple things that some of the other administrators have already shared. A huge thank you to Lynn Miller and Abby Ricard for their collaboration and discussion and being able to modify our SAP agreement, our Student Assistance Program agreement, and get that extra day, which is going to be a huge benefit here in our district. And also the additional SAP training that we'll be able to do within the district to really expand that at all levels, K to 12. That will be a huge help throughout the school year and into years that come. Also, Dr. Bowman, he said it eloquently. I couldn't have said it better. You know, congratulations to Meg Latshaw. She was chosen as the Educator of the Year for 2021 by the Denver Chamber of Commerce. She is a fantastic special education teacher and transition coordinator. And I couldn't do it without her in the district. So congratulations to Meg. Also, Meg Latchall's Future Transitions class, they actually are helping in the cafeteria between breakfast and lunch and really keeping the cafeteria very nice and a great place for students to want to come to and eat. So thank you to them. That was all on their own. That was something that they wanted to do to help out the high school and the students within. At the intermediate school, our Our intensive learning support classrooms have been going great this year. We now have more kids that are going out into the regular classrooms, really being incorporated with our classmates more so. We're hearing and we're seeing the data that they're showing some gains. They're learning to take better notes. They're being exposed to all of the stories, the grammar skills, and just getting a general sense of really belonging in the classroom. So this was a great move for CBIS and Dr. Sanders. At the middle school, Kathleen Bowman and Derek Starner have really been working hard. Derek's the special ed curriculum leader there. They've been taking a look at the interventions. They're doing some great interventions now, but they want to get better and they want to do more. So within the next few months, they're really going to be looking at their strengths and their needs, especially in the area of math, because we do seem to be struggling even a little bit more there. We do a lot with reading, but they want to focus a little bit more on math. So I'm looking forward to what they can bring to the middle school and to the special ed program. So thank you.
Thank you. Lynn, would you do us a favor? At the end of the year, would you give us a total of the grants that you procure? Because what the audience needs to know is that these monies that you bring in from the grant allow us to do extra from what we budget to teach our kids. So all these things that we do, both with special education and any of these grants that we bring in, that's over and above. So we're trying to work every day to make improvements so that we don't want any children to fall between the cracks. So that they're making every effort to make that happen. So at the end of the year, we'd like to know a total one, and then the public would understand just what all that we do accomplish here.
I would be very happy to do that.
All right, thank you. All right, with that being said, do we have our student report tonight? Is Abby with us?
Yes.
I'm on Zoom today.
Okay, go ahead.
On November 8th to the 22nd, we had our annual Feed a Friend. We collected $750 and over 26 boxes of food that we donated to New Hope Ministries. For the kids that did donate, we were rewarded with a movie. This year we watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This year we tried to do something for National Education Week, something different than we did in past years. We did something for every day of the week instead of just one day. We wanted to really celebrate our teachers and staff that help us run as a whole school. For one day, we had student council come in and cook everyone breakfast. We had eggs, pancakes, bacon, coffee, and juice. And then one day we made teachers for all our cards for all the teachers and staff. We had a raffle one day that was filled with gift cards and supplies for teachers. And then I know one day the district provided donuts for all of our teachers and staff. Upcoming, we have our winter pep rally, and I know that the students are very excited for that. And I've heard many of them talk about the student versus teachers basketball game, and we're really excited for winter break, I can tell. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Abby, have a Merry Christmas, and make sure that the students know that, please. All right. Dr. Perry, are you going to speak as assistant superintendent or are you going to speak as a superintendent?
I will be speaking as both. I will begin, however, with the assistant superintendent report and then just move directly into the superintendent report, if that's okay.
Thank you.
All right. Good evening, Board of School Directors, Administration, family, and friends of the Coneago Valley School District. I'm very pleased this evening to talk to you a little bit about some of our goals for the remainder of the school year regarding the development of 2 more career and technical education programs through the Colonial Career and Technology Center under the leadership of Dr. Gary Himes. The 2 programs we are taking a look at, as he previously indicated in his report, and the development of the occupational advisory committees to help lead us through that process of development, will be horticulture as part of our agricultural science program and accounting through our business department. Currently, we have 3 career and technical education programs that are approved by the Bureau of Career and Technical Education at the Pennsylvania Department of Education. Those three programs are Family and Consumer Science, Welding, and Engineering. Because we have three approved programs, we were able to apply to a supplemental equipment grant this year, which make monies available to every school who applies with PDE approved programs of study. That grant was submitted prior to the Thanksgiving break, so we're anxious to see what kind of money that we can use to better support the equipment needs of our teachers and students in those three PDE approved programs. And finally, this evening, for the board's consideration, in the spirit of staying consistent with our relationships, opportunities, and growth, and focusing on those opportunities with students, there are 11 new courses that are on the board agenda this evening for your approval. We have 4 Coneago Valley Online Academy courses for your approval, as well as face-to-face courses that span multiple departments such as English, Health and Physical Education, Mathematics, Family and Consumer Science, the Art Department, the Applied Technology Department for Agricultural Science, the Music Department, and the Social Studies Department. So I appreciate the time and effort that it took working with the high school administration as well as the curriculum leaders to bring these forward. These are excellent course opportunities for our students, and I'm excited to see them take advantage of those. Moving into the district superintendent report, I'd like to congratulate our board members. We do thank you for your service, the additional time and energy that you take to help support our overall mission is an important one. And it's a pleasure on my part to be able to celebrate the reorganization with you this evening. Congratulations to our recognized Teachers of the Year through the Hanover Chamber of Commerce and the Shippensburg University. I did want to make note that with the Hanover Chamber of Commerce, they did recognize a teacher who was not recognized last year due to COVID. That teacher is Jen Spencer at CVIS. And as we heard earlier, Meg Gladshaw at the high school. Kelly Craig at CVIS was also recognized by Shippensburg University, as was Steph Meyer. So congratulations to those teachers and to all of our teachers with the excellence that are provided to our students every day. It too is a pleasure to be able to celebrate with these teachers in such a happy event. Just to follow up regarding our feasibility study that we've been embarking on with Crabtree Rohrbaugh. The feasibility study at this point has concluded. Crabtree Rohrbaugh at this point is now putting together a booklet of information, which is essentially all of the presentations that they have shared with the board and with our school district community. All of those presentations are available on our district website. Next steps in this process is for the board to consider the options and then eventually make a decision about which option we would like to move forward with, if any. And so I look forward to continuing that conversation as we move into January. And finally, the conversation will be happening relative to our academic calendar for the 2022-2023 school year. Conversations have already begun relative to that. So I'm excited to be able to bring the academic calendar for the board's review and approval in January. I'd like to wish everyone within the school district community a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope that all are able to find some time to rest and relax and enjoy time with family and friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we feel that as a board, that's very important, that everybody do spend time, as much time as they can over the holidays with family and friends and enjoy the time off. All righty. Terry, do you have any public comment on the agenda related items?
There is no public comment.
Okay, we'll move on to honors and recognition. Mr. Kinship.
Thank you, Mr. Groff. First off, I'd like to congratulate Edna Ibisevic, who was selected as the New Oxford High School Rotary Student of the Month for November. Would like to congratulate members of the girls volleyball team for being recognized for the York Adams Division II. First team would be Devin Kelly. Second team, Mackenzie Adams, Riley Dodrer. And honorable mention to Mallory Topper and Riley Strasbaugh. Congratulations to the following field hockey players who were recognized in York Adams Division II. First team, Mackenzie Yingling and Emily Flesh and Kelby Linenbaugh and Allie Mathis and Maya Richwines. There were a lot of first team selectees for field hockey. And congratulations to the following girls soccer from York Adams Division II. First team, Renna Wentz and Kayla Anderson, and second team, Ellie Hall. The last congratulations I have is for Mrs. Wendy Stoner. She's a first grade teacher at CTE. Ms. Stoner was named the Pennsylvania Farm Bureau Teacher of the Year for 2020-2021. And the last congratulations is we continue to get college acceptances and scholarships, which are noted in the agenda. And with that, Mr. Groff, I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay, very well. Congratulations to all. All right, we'll move on to the treasurer's report.
Balance of the four accounts is $28,353,435.25. I so move the treasurer's report and file for audit.
Okay, is there any additions or corrections that anyone sees? If not, do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Flickinger,
Yes.
Mr. Huffman,
Yes.
Ms. Gauker,
Yes.
Mrs. Bolton,
Yes.
Mr. Craybill,
Yes.
Mrs. Souter,
Yes.
Mr. Kinshu,
Yes.
Mr. Groff.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we will move on to the board action. We'll start with finance.
I'd like to recommend items 1 and 2 for approval.
Okay, we have 1 and 2. Is there a second for the motion to pay the bills?
Second.
All right, we have a second. Anybody have any additions or corrections to the bills? If not, we'll go to roll call vote, please.
Mr. Huffman,
Yes.
Ms. Gauker,
Yes.
Mrs. Bolton,
Yes.
Mr. Craybill,
Yes.
Mrs. Souter,
Yes.
Mr. Kinshu,
Yes.
Mr. Flickinger,
Yes.
and Mr. Groff.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to ways and means.
I'd like to recommend items 1 through 5 in Ways and Means for board approval.
Okay, we heard that we have 1 through 5. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any additions or corrections on any of those items? If not, roll call vote, please.
Gauker,
Yes.
Mrs. Bolton,
Yes.
Mr. Craybill,
Yes.
Mrs. Souter,
Yes.
Mr. Kinshu,
Yes.
Mr. Flickinger,
Yes.
Mr. Huffman,
Yes.
and Mr. Groff.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to personnel.
I'd like to recommend items 1 through 10 under personnel for board approval.
Okay, we heard numbers 1 through 10. Is there any additions or corrections on any of those? If not, do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second. We have a roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Bolton?
I think, yes.
Mr. Craybill?
Yes.
Mrs. Souter?
Yes.
Mr. Kinshu?
Yes.
Mr. Flickinger?
Yes.
Mr. Huffman?
Yes.
Ms. Gauker?
Yes.
And Mr. Groff.
Yes. All right, we'll move on to property and supplies.
I'd like to recommend items 1 through 5 under property and supplies.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have numbers 1 through 5. Is there any addition or corrections to any of those? If not, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Craybill?
Yes.
Mrs. Souter?
Yes.
Mr. Kinshu?
Yes.
Mr. Flippinger,
Yes.
Mr. Huffman,
Yes.
Ms. Gauker,
Yes.
Mrs. Bolton,
yes,
and Mr. Groff.
Yes.
Thank you.
Other business which may be properly come before the board. Anyone have anything? I would like to say, that I would like to thank the board for their support. I do have a very capable vice president that really makes us a strong board, but the board that we have, we work together, and we are all here for the good of the kids. So I'd like to thank everybody for their support and hope for continued growth in everything that we do. That's why we have these good people sitting in the back and understand that everything that we do, we hope that you try to understand that we're working in the right direction to give the best that we can do. All right. Any public comment on non-agenda items? Dr. Perry?
No.
Okay. All right. The dates to remember. January 3rd is a study session, and January 10th will be our voting board meeting. It is 8:14, and I'm going to call the meeting. 8:14, Madam Secretary.
Yes,
The meeting is adjourned.
thank you.